Ladies and gents, welcome in to our match day 3 live stream here of Scotland and Brazil in Miami, of all places. It is a sea of yellow and tartan throughout Miami here. We're in for a very exciting game. Scotland and Brazil have met 10 times in international football, and Scotland have never won once. But what a time to do so. A win today will secure them knockout football. A draw should be enough. But this Scottish team can believe, I think. Brazil are there for the taking after a disappointing first match day versus Morocco, where they drew a good response versus Haiti, but a dominant first half, and that was it. Scotland have a chance here. They took it toe-to-toe with Morocco. End up losing 1-0. Got the better of Haiti, 1-0. This is their chance here versus Brazil to potentially cause some chaos and lead themselves into knockout stages. They've made a few changes. Let's go through the lineups. Angus Gunn remains in goal. Patson's at right back. McKenna comes into the side at centre half alongside Jack Hendry. Andy Robertson is the left back. It's Gannon Doak on the right, back in the side here. McLean in midfield alongside Lewis Ferguson. John McGinn on the left. Scott McTominay now plays in behind the centre forward. It's Lawrence Shankland who plays up top. The man from Hearts had a very, very impressive season for his club side. He went all the way toe-to-toe with Celtic. For Brazil, Alisson's in goal. Douglas Santos is at right back. Dano's at right back. Santos at left back. Gabriel and Marquinhos at the heart of the defence. Bruno Guimaraes in midfield with Casemiro and Lucas Paquetá. And then the right is Ryan, who's in the side due to the unfortunate injury to Rafinha. Mateus Cunha's up top. And Vinny Jr., of course, is on the left. Options on the bench, Kieran Tierney, alongside Ryan Christie, Lyndon Dykes, Che Adams, and Ross Stewart for Scotland. And then for the Brazilian side, you got players like Danilo Santos, Luis Enrique, Neymar's on the bench, Endrick, Igor Thiago, and Gabriel Martinelli. We've got Mexican set of referees, a Mexican VAR referee as well. And we've got an absolutely chock-a-block crowd here of very, very passionate fan bases. For Brazil, they've done the hard work already. They've picked up 4 points in this group, which is equal with Morocco at the top. A draw here today will be enough to send them through. A win, though, ensures them top of the group. That's probably what they want, to be fair. Morocco have got Haiti at the same time. They will put them to the sword, we all assume. So with Canada losing earlier to Switzerland, they've gone in second place and play the away leg to the 2A side. So the second of Group A. It's a very, very confusing. So the second place team here, whether that be Morocco, Scotland, or Brazil, will face off against a top team from Group F. It's a very, very confusing bracket to read. And the top team in this group will face off the second team in Group F. So that's something to keep an eye on for. We'll talk about that permutation as we get into the game second half. There is the GOAT, Carlo Ancelotti. The countdown is on here. Both teams have expectations. Both teams have had quality. Had memorable moments already this World Cup. It might end for one side here. They're underway in Miami. It's Scotland in the tartan blue from left to right. Brazil in the canary yellow from right to left. It's match day 3. Group C. Action now. Here comes Vinicius Jr. on the left-hand side. He's obviously going to be the key player for Brazil today. He'll like that matchup against Patson. Nathan Patterson not playing much football this club season. But I thought they did a very good job. His opening chance he got versus Morocco last time out. Brazil got in the goals last time out. Matheus Cunha got a double. Vini Jr. scored in both games they've played in. See, there was Ferguson throwing his weight around early against Lucas Paquetá. That's well run. And John McGinn can stretch the play. It's going to be the battle of the 2 sevens in this one. John McGinn versus Vinicius Jr. Two different types of wingers, undoubtedly. John McGinn, more of your out-and-out central midfield player that's sort of adapted to become a winger. That's a ball in. McTominay making that late run. Haven't seen much of Scott McTominay this tournament. He's been a nearly man. Referees let it go there. Lewis Ferguson's gone down here. Him and Ryan have clashed. The Bologna man and the Bournemouth man getting at it there. Phew. It's a sign of two teams who want it. Those two flying for that ball there. A lot of questions from every other player. Some A-listers in the crowd, including David Beckham, having a sip of red wine. That's something you wouldn't expect to see at the football. Here's Patson on the channel looking for Lawrence Shankland. He wanted a follow-up run, but no one joined him up there. Here comes Ryan. So much flair and pace and power with Ryan. Great work in tight areas there from McTominay and co. Nice little turn from Jack Hendry to the applause of the Scotland fans. We saw Morocco out Brazil. Can Scotland go do the same thing here? Already seeing a very, very open game. Not much pressing. A couple of delays coming out in the 3rd minute for the Scottish fans. Continue here. Back here with McLean. McKenna just possessing the ball here. They did this a little bit versus Morocco as well, where they have to get their foot in the football early after they conceded. Just absorb a little bit of the momentum of the game. Thank God this time I haven't conceded inside of 90 seconds. Shankland. Different shape this time around for Scotland as well. It's a 4-4-1-1 almost. McTominay then Shankland will change positions and basically be a front two. So it's basically a 4-4-2 for Scotland after they went with that 5 back versus Morocco and conceded basically straight away. Entering this game there with the third best team, if that makes sense. Obviously the top 8 third place teams make it through to the next stage. There is a belief that if they draw this game here, they'll absolutely make it through. No confirmations of that, though. Bruno Guimaraes. But Scotland have the belief here. I think they can take it to this Brazilian side. It's a Brazilian side that, as a midfield, is not very accountable. Despite having players like Bruno Guimaraes and Casemiro. Really has lacked the quality in this tournament so far. Saying that, there's a foot from Casemiro. A bit of a Manchester United match-up there between Casemiro and Scott McTominay. Many believe that Casemiro will be playing here in a few months' time after his World Cup. Strong links to Inter Miami to join the likes of Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez, Jordi Alba, and Busquets as well. Gabriel. And he's brushed off that penalty miss in the Champions League final. just shy of a month ago. So a very good start time here in the Brazilian colours and in the World Cup. This is a big test for both the two sides. Obviously, it's a massive test for Scotland, who are yet to beat Brazil in 10 meetings. But Brazil weren't great the opening match day. We didn't take much from that game. Obviously, great versus Haiti, but I think every team is going to be great versus Haiti. It's this game here versus Scotland, a tough-to-beat side, a side that will play when they get the chance and have to get the chance today because they want to get a point. So can they keep them either penned in or out-battle them, out-duel them? Can they show their quality? More importantly, they're going up against a fullback, so no excuses here for Brazil. They've got the players, Vinicius Jr., Ryan, Cunha. There's that live group ladder. 5 points for Brazil, 5 points for Morocco, 4 points for Scotland, 1 for Haiti. We'll keep an eye on, though, the other games, just to make sure. Oh, it's loose! Vinny! Oh, no! Vinicius Jr. scores! He's made it 3-3 for Brazil at this World Cup. But what was Scotland playing at? They've handed it to Vinny on a plate. And his great start as World Cup continues. It is Kieran McKenna. That's the focus of all attention. What is he playing at? Scotland just dilly-dallying on it against Brazil of all sides. There's playing confident football, then there's just football suicide, and that might be it. Ryan pressing. Let's have a look here. Angus Gunn into McKenna. 1, 2, 3. Oh, taking way too long. Ryan closes the space. It falls the way of Vinny. And Vinny just rolls it home. That is an awful start for Scotland. Back-to-back bad starts for them. And Vinny could have walked that in the net. Must be his birthday because that is an absolute gift for Vinicius Jr. I don't know how McKenna has done that. That is just silly. Fair play, Ryan. Great pressing work from him. But Vinny did the rest. 1-0 Brazil in Miami. The number 7 scores in the 7th minute. It's Vinicius Jr. Now Scotland go back on 3 points. Brazil now got a commanding lead of the group with 7 points. Angus Gunn now goes along to Lawrence Shankland. Going to have a hard time today against Gabriel. Lewis Ferguson. Scotland now conceded inside of 2 minutes and 7 minutes in the last 2 games. They weren't able to find a way back in versus Morocco. They did put their best effort forward, though, late in that game to try and save that one. Cannon Doak puts out a play. The Bournemouth winger. Well, there's that stat that just came out. Scotland have not put a shot on target since that John McGinn goal. Which says a lot. I know some of the fans came out post versus Haiti and mentioned how they didn't put Haiti to the sword and really should have scored 2 or 3. Maybe that's coming to be true now that they've struggled to get any attacking flair since that point in time. They had an opportunity there versus Haiti. They didn't take it. Had chances versus Morocco. Couldn't take it. They've got 80 minutes here versus Brazil to try and save it. And at least 1 goal to draw level. A point should be enough for them. Lofted ball in, McTominay at the back post. Oh, defended by Danilo. Ryan battling with Ferguson and winning that battle. Ball rolled to Matheus Cunha. He's got a lot of space to storm into. Matheus Cunha. Bruno. Great block. Vinny wanted the ball play into him. I thought Matheus Cunha made the good, smart choice there. Man, he scored the brace last time out for Brazil. As Haiti are leading versus Morocco. Cunha! Haiti are up 1-0 there. That's their first goal in the tournament. Morocco have dropped some points there. So if that can stay that way, and Scotland can nick a goal here, I'll be in dreamland. So Brazil and Haiti lead. On clearance. Hendry, a cushion header. Patterson. That's a great ball for Gannon-Zoke. He's got inside of Douglas Santos. But Gabriel across well. Great reactions from the Arsenal centre-half. Paquetá, Cunha, Vini. Dropped a little bit deeper there. Casemiro. There's the updated standings. Brazil 7, Morocco 4. Scotland and Haiti both on 3. That's not the start Morocco would have wanted. They've also had a hit and miss type tournament. Great start versus Brazil. Didn't get the win. Pretty average versus Scotland, but got the win. They want to really pick up some confidence and belief after a dominant display today, but they've conceded early. Marquinhos. There's the run from Danilo. Just out of his reach. I want to bring that under his spell. Good run, though, from the fullback. Here's that action from Gabriel. Just beating Gannon-Zoke to it. There's that closing speed. He's never out of the game, Gabriel. There is some of the big names. Endrick, Neymar. Casemiro. Paquetá. Cunha. They'll give and go between the two of them. Brazil just getting the real grip hold of this game here. Good possession and dangerous possession at that as well. After McKenna handed Vinny a goal on a silver plate. No real response yet from Scotland. Brazil a little comfortable. You don't want to really give them a goal. That's probably the last thing you want to do. Back with Angus Gunn now. His clearing kick is straight to the path of Casemiro. Brazil back on the ball again. It's so important that that out ball to Shankland and McTominay is taken down at least battled for. Because if it comes straight back, you just worry. Wave after wave. They'll eventually break down. Casemiro, that's not his best delivery. And a play. Angus Gunn will take the goal kick. Vinny 4 in his last 5 in the FIFA World Cup. There's McKenna again, like just so slow. It's a FIFA World Cup. You can't just be casual with it at the back. And what he's playing at. One of the worst mistakes we've seen so far at this World Cup. Unfortunately for Scott McKenna. So Scotland work from right to left here. They had more of the football, but that really means nothing because they're down 1-0. There's not much dangerous possession either. Gabriel safely headed back to Alisson in goal. But yet to really threaten by getting a ball threaded into the final third. It's sort of been 50-50s or long balls through for Scotland. Nothing of note as yet. They do have time to change that though. Marquinhos, the reigning Champions League skipper for Paris Saint-Germain. I have to call him the Champions League stalwart because he doesn't play much League One football. But when he plays Champions League, he is an absolute beast. Gabriel into Casemiro. Just like he's building into this tournament. It was a really sluggish start for him versus Morocco. Could have outplayed in there. So did Lucas Paquetá, who's so-so'd his way through the tournament. Oh, he's that type of player that Lucas Paquetá is. Shows his class at times, and then other times will give a poor ball away, not be accountable, take up a stupid yellow card. I think West Ham in the end were quite happy to part ways. Gabriel, Brazil just controlling of the time being. Quite stagnant front line in front of them. Vini and Ryan not really making too many darting runs. Matheus Cunha trying his best to occupy the centre halves. Paquetá now. Great ball in the channel. Cunha away for the first challenge. And the second as well. Matheus Cunha as well. Danilo. Gets out of his feet. Puts a ball in. Took two nicks. Douglas Santos. Vini. Drops the shoulder. Let's go bar line. Nathan Patterson's there. Every step of the way. It's a corner kick for Brazil. On the 18th minute. Really well for Patterson. So easy to get that wrong. But read the run of Vini and got his foot in at the right time. So Brazil attacking that end where all the Scottish fans are. It's Bruno Guimaraes for his right-footed in-swinger here. So here's Bruno Guimaraes. Ball whipped in. He post contact. Loose, recycled by Paquetá. Gabriel wins that duel, but heads it straight the way of the Scottish player, Gannon Doak. John McGinn. The ball just never sat for the Scots. So Brazil got back in numbers. Paquetá pressurising. But Gannon Doak threads it through to Scott McTominay. He's got space to charge into here. Oh, Cunha won it back. And Ryan rode his luck. And Vini from the right. He's got 5 Scottish jerseys in the way. Vini tried the Travella. Not a threat to the keeper, Angus Gunn. Rivaldo, Roberto Carlos in the crowd. Soaking it in. Ryan's got a problem here. It's the groin area. It's never fun. Back on his feet and good to go, though. The transition for Brazil there. Very, very dangerous. And Matheus Cunha is probably the hardest working forward in this Brazilian side. So he might end up on the end of things, but boy, does he create them. Last 2 attacks Brazil have had have all been down to what the work of Matheus Cunha and his work in tight spaces, physicality. Looks like such a more dangerous side with a more mobile, energetic centre forward of Matheus Cunha. Not now an out striker, but someone that does a little bit of everything for club and country. Manchester United this season on the left, in the 10, down the middle, on the right, played a bit everywhere. Undoubtedly, looks the best when he's on the left-hand side of a front three. There's the attempts at 5 attempts to 0. My attempt on target, which led to the goal to Vinicius Jr. Vinny. Oh, that spread to the right-hand side where Ryan is. This is dangerous for Scotland. Ryan. This is just toe-poke one into Matas Cunha. Scotland just to show their rear guard here because Brazil are coming on them in numbers. Packets up. Vinny turning. Trying to squeeze that ball through, but well blocked off there by Liam Hendry. So Jack Hendry. It's still 1-0 Haiti over Morocco. That's the big news right now. The big news here, though, is that... Oh, not again! Vinny again! No! No way! They've handed Vinny a second! And it's time to samba in Miami. It's Jack Hendry now. And Scotland are their own worst enemy right now. It was McKenna first caught in possession. This time it was Hendry. The two centre-halves have given Vinny an early birthday present. I don't know when his birthday is, but he's gotten 2 free goals today. And that is goal number 4 at the tournament for Vinicius Jr. And it is a nightmare start for Steve Clarke's starting army. What is he playing at? Just too slow. Turning away from trouble, he thought. But Vinny was there. Great pressing from the Real Madrid man. And then once he wins it, a composed finish. And a little nutmeg. It is on Angus Gunn. Dreamland for Brazil. And for Scotland, it's Miami madness. Dream start for those in Canary Yellow. Now then. Now then. A VAR check. Ooh. Ooh. Could this be a foul? Does Vinny kick the standing leg of Jack Hendry? Oh. Gee, there's not much in that. I can see it being overturned, but there's not much in that at all. This could be a massive bailout for Scotland. Let's have a listen in. I didn't get any of that, but it's been overturned, I think. And young Jack Hendry has avoided that nightmare. Not that he really deserves it. That was a very, very silly mistake to make. Look, it's a foul, but jeez. It's not much in that. So Brazil's still 1-0 up. And on that note, it's time for a drink. Jack Hendry can breathe a massive sigh of relief as tensions may boil over here for the Brazilian players. We've gone for a minute break here. We'll be back shortly. It is Brazil 1, Scotland 0, but it could have been worse. All right, live action just to get back underway here. Scotland walking back out. And Jack Hendry, lucky boy. And Vinny almost had two. Two freebies as well. He's finding the funny side of it now, but at the time he was not very happy at all. I've had a look at it again. It is a foul, but like Premier League, I don't think that gets given. Champions League, maybe, but it's very, very soft. Very soft. I'm battling away there. Andy Robertson wins his side, a corner. They're first of the game. This is a good chance for them, though, to respond here after a very despondent start to the game. Lewis Ferguson of Bologna will overtake this one here. Breakout season 2 seasons ago. There's that in-swinging ball. Flicked on head at the near post. Dealt with by Gabriel. Cleared as far as Gunn and Doak. I want to see more of Doak and McGinn on the football. Those two linking up here. That's a chance! Oh. And heads it across the box rather than towards a target there. Don't know who was that at the back post. Oh, Scott McKenna. He's hit it across the box rather than towards a target. Another missed chance. They can add to the list for the last 2 games for Scotland. That's the sort of opportunity they need to pounce on. Ferguson. Nathan Patterson's wide right. They find him. Just feel like, yeah, crosses in the box. Second actions is sort of what Scotland will be hoping for today. Once you get a relatively free header like McKenna had, you have to put it away. Right, strong rise there. And headed clearance for Danilo. Half an hour played. Brazil took the lead in the 7th minute. Vinicius Jr. pouncing off chaos from McKenna at the back. Ryan closing him down. It fell into the path of Vinny, who sat Gunn down and rolled the ball home. Vinny also had the ball in the back of the net just recently as well, but Liam Hendry was deemed to have been fouled when Vinny won the ball off him. They continue to play at the back, though. They're staying true to their guns here. Still 1-0, Haiti and Morocco. Patterson, Hendry. McTominay. That's a strong run from him. We've seen that a few times. Ball squeezed past Ryan to John McGinn. Layoff is strong. Andy Robertson's cross. Blocked by Danilo. Here's a laugh. He wanted to claim a penalty there. It's better from Scotland, though. Getting players like McGinn, McTominay involved. Ferguson comes across again. Secondary corner kick for him. Secondary chance here for Scotland to make something of this. Those in that navy blue. Watch on nervously. Ball whipped in. Near post was the target. Cleared by Guimaraes. Here's John McGinn, though. Feints to go with the left foot across. Eventually squeezes one through for Patterson. Looked to nick one around the corner of Paquetá. Oh, great little flick from Lucas Paquetá. Then gives the ball over. Ferguson lines one up. Took a nick. Danilo got a foot out onto it. It's behind for another corner. Best spell of the game here for Scotland. Look at that skill there. Oh, little flick. There's prime Lucas Paquetá, skill, then hand the ball back. That's what he does. Shot was probably going wide there from that ref cam, so if they make the most of this here, Brazil will be thinking, should have let that run. Ferguson again. It's his shot that led to this corner kick. That's a great delivery. Marquinhos on it though. The foul and all that. Bruno Guimaraes hit the deck and the referee saw it. It's Hendry. Allison, missed Ryan. McGinn. McLean. Better from Scotland. They've got a bit of belief here. Got a little 5-minute spell here for the Scots. Patterson. Here's Doak. This is a good chance for him. Get at Douglas Santos. Paquetá comes to double and help. Ball whipped in, but dealt with by Casemiro. Away by Bruno G. Doak's there though. Does very, very well. That is that X factor. That wasn't there. Versus Morocco. Someone who's a bit more direct and skip past some players. Someone that's fearless going forward. Ferguson in the back of Vinny Jr. So Brazil work from left to right. Into Bruno Guimaraes. They've been good so far, Brazil. Not created a hell of a lot, but safe in possession. Able to progress the ball well. And really have pressed well. Had the ball in the net twice from their pressing actions. Cunha, great touch around the corner and feeds in Ryan. And Ryan with a strong run. Goes over. The referee's given a goal kick. I thought that was a corner kick. Ryan thinks so as well. Scotland are not going to hang around to find out, so they're off the other way. Gannon Doak does well. Wins another throw. He's looking good here. He's in the mood, Gannon Doak. Jeez. That's whacked off Ferguson. It's not even Nick. Here's McLean. Shot blocked. McTominay following in. Gabriel winning that header. Guimaraes toe-to-toe with Lewis Ferguson. He's throwing his weight around. And Brazil are making mistakes like that. It's a good little spell here for Scotland. Play quickly at him again. They sense it here. There's a chance. And Shanklin's running behind. Ball for McTominay broken up. Guimaraes. Douglas Santos into Vinny. Brazil progressing very quickly. And there is that 4-4-2 shape that Scotland are sitting in without the football. Delaying Douglas Santos the football now. Vinny. Ball into the feet of Gabriel. Scotland's defensive line on the edge of their area. Well, that John McGinn echoes around the Miami Stadium. His fans feel it. The team senses it. It's a big moment here. Vinny, well won by Jack Hendry. Patterson, Doak, Hendry. Not again. And they swing out well. They've played out well there. Chance for Scotland to get that momentum forward here. Ryan, what a challenge on McTominay. And that is what he brings over Rafinha. Energy, defensive acumen. Kimmer Rice gives it back to Ryan. It's Ryan! And just never got the whip on it. To get more whip and overspinning that ball there. McTominay again, though, just looks off. He came into the tournament with some illness. Wondering if there was an injury there as well. Because I just have not seen the Scott McTominay from Napoli at all. So sluggish and so easily beaten physically as well. Which is one of his strong suits. Big frame, good tank. Can run all day. It's had an injury-interrupted campaign, I know, but even when he came back from injury at Napoli, it was almost game-changing for them. But yet, really hasn't fired a shot in this tournament. Cannon Doak, the crossfield pass for him. Touch just got away from him. Paqueta loses the ball again. Ferguson. Into Shanklin, who just drops in to receive. McLean. Andy Robertson. McLean again. It's a really, really, really overhit ball. That will just roll out of play for a goal kick. Another wasted chance. Talk about a frame. Ronaldo and Arsene Wenger next to each other. And there is the R9 haircut. Alisson. Big season to come for him in Liverpool under new manager Andoni Iraola, who a few players on the pitch here, Ryan and Gannon Doak, know all about. Two Bournemouth players playing as Scotland take on Brazil. Who would have thought you'd be saying that in 2026? Real sign of the times. Right now, Bournemouth European football awaits for them. And what also awaits for many teams is a big paycheck for Ryan, who might be heading off to pastures anew this season after that really, really impressive back end to last season. Hearing news of Morocco 1-1 with Haiti, with Ashraf Hakimi scoring the equaliser there. So they've at least got a point now. Morocco and 2 now between them and Scotland. And it's Morocco's 3rd goal at the tournament. The first that's not scored by Ismail Saibari. 1-1 versus Brazil, the opening match day in Morocco. 1-0 over the Scott side. Both goals relatively quickly coming through Ismail Saibari. Ball into the feet of Marquinhos now. Brazil have just steadied after that little 5-minute run from Scotland that just had them quaking in their boots a little bit. Gabriel. He has not much to do in this one. Lawrence Shanklin's a different type of centre forward who's just sort of knows his way around things. Matheus Cunha, space open up for him. Oh, almost whipped it in. I think he just saw a situation open up for him, knowing when he went to the ball and he thought, might as well have a go. Opened up his face a little bit too much there. See Lewis Ferguson said, go into him. Get into him. Too much space for a centre forward to operate into. Obviously, the threat of Vinny and Ryan is there, so the defenders went with the runners. Again, Casemiro in the way. Paqueta looking for Vinny. Hendry, though, there. Patterson, important touch. That's loose. That's a lot of Gannon Doak to get the better of Douglas Santos there. And Doak pressing, but no one went with him. Marquinhos. I was saying Shanklin's more of a smart centre forward. The gritty type of forward that fights above his pay grade in terms of his size and his speed. We'll just pick up little channels and maybe hunt off the back of centre halves and try and be that pest he can't get away with. So Gabriel and Marquinhos are going to keep their wits about them. Lauren Shanklin come alive at any moment. Superb season this year for Hearts. They were heartbroken on the final day by by Celtic. Ooh, a little flick through from Guimaraes, looking for Mateus Cunha, but just short of him. I guess Gunn just has to look for touch. Scotland just holding on for half time, it feels like. Unable to really go toe-to-toe with Brazil here in the latter moments. They had a little 5-minute spell in the latter 30-minute mark. Since the 38th minute, with all being Brazilian pressure and Brazilian possession. Been very precise with it. Safe in possession. Gabriel to Casemiro. Marquinhos now. Haiti have scored again. Here's Morocco. That is unbelievable. Apparently Isidore scored over there. Casemiro long ball. Second ball won by Vini though. Lays off for Ryan. Return pass for Vini, who cuts it back. Goal line clearance. Oh. I think Mateus could have got a touch on it. And he got clear off the line. That's just what can happen in a space of seconds. Long ball. Second won by Vini. Give and go with Ryan. Sets it back. And Mateus Cunha. Oh. Got a very important touch. By the combination of Ferguson and Patterson. Got rid from the line. Brazil went from 0 to 100 real quick there. Corner set to the edge. Packets up. Outside the football is really poor. Gunn can claim. Looks to release his side. Robertson. So you got 6 minutes of stoppages. Half a dozen to come here. VAR check. Drinks break. Contributing to that. Really, really disappointing for Morocco. Don't know how that game's really panned out, but to be 2-1 down to Haiti. Saying that it's 2-2 now. They have just scored through Ismail Saibari, so that is great timing. 2-2 in the other game. It was Bonu's own goal, and then Hakimi equalised. Isidore shortly after that, and then shortly after that, Ismail Saibari. So they've had 3 goals there in almost 7 minutes. McGinn to try and skip past Casemiro, but the former United midfielder wasn't falling for that. Ball fizz into Shanklin. Gets out of his feet. Here's Gannon Doak to the left now. Ben Gannon Doak trying to roll over. Gannon Doak still. Ran into the brick wall of Casemiro. Only shouts from the Scottish fans rather than the players. Ball pinging around in there. Casemiro in the way once more. Douglas Santos. And the oohs and ahs, because the crowd has seen what I've seen, 2-2. A full goal thriller over there. 1 goal here, though. As it currently stands, Brazil is still top with his victory. Morocco in second on 5 points. Finney goes down, and that's a foul against Nathan Patterson. He's really marshalled him well today. Morocco seem to have a really good moment there. Another shot has gone wide. So 2 of 6 being played here in stoppage time. All the drama going on in the other game. In Atlanta. Back in Miami. Bruno G. Return ball. Ryan made the run. Robertson was with him every step of the way. Clearance was not convincing. Bruno Guimaraes stands one up. Vini! 2-0! A header for Vinicius Jr. And more time for Samba in Miami. It's the Vini show for Brazil in this World Cup. It's a double in the first half, and we've had braces from Messi, Kane, Ronaldo, Haaland and Mbappe. Vini said, get me involved as well. And the stroke of half time, Vinicius Jr. heads Brazil into a massive 2-goal lead. This is really good though. Casemiro, was it? No, Matheus Cunha again. Pressing up the pitch, winning that challenge. That's really well read by Vini. Starts ahead of Nathan Patterson, drifts behind him, and heads home at the back post. Angus Gunn couldn't get a glove onto it, and Vini heads home. And it's a 2-goal buffer now for Brazil. An almost unmissable situation for Vini at the back post. That is proper centre-forwards play for Vinicius Jr. Drift in front, and then drop behind and head home, and Neymar loves it. And it is a very, very impressive first 45 for Vinicius Jr., who's had the ball in the net 3 times. Has had one chalked off for a foul in the build-up. But has had a very, very involved and engaged first 45. And once again, Matheus Cunha and Ryan's pressing is complementing Vini Jr. perfectly. There's a lot of really down faces from the Scottish fans in Miami today. Is there a chance in the stroke of half-time to maybe strike back? All they need is a draw. Once again, Scotland have been shown levels in this game here. Andy Robertson. Good whip on it. It's come to the back post. Set back in. Cannon Doak with the strike. Blocked away. Neymar doing Scotland a solid then. Flicking the ball straight to Jack Hendry. He's been given the count here. Long throw. Straight to the bar to Casemiro. Cunha toe pokes it onwards. Patterson keeps it in play. It's going to come back the other way. Matheus Cunha feeds into Vini. Great little flick to find Paqueta. And a deep to Ryan. What a take! Ryan! Oh, what a save from Angus Gunn. And that was Brazilian football to a T. Artistry from the Seleção. Oh, look at that take from Ryan. Angus Gunn makes himself big enough, though. Very important save. It would have been game over there if Ryan had made it 3. So Paqueta's corner. Deep ball. Dealt with initially. Comes away Douglas Santos. Blocked away for another corner. And they've called for full time. So it is 2-0 in favour of Brazil. A Vini double in the first 45 is the difference. He was given a gift early on by McKenna, who was dilly-dally on the football. Ryan won that ball back and it fell the way of Vini. The second goal was absolutely splendid, though. Great pressing from Cunha to win the ball back high up the pitch. And the ball eventually fell the way of Bruno Guimaraes, who set the ball back to the back post, and Vini Jr. headed home from there. Brazil 2, Scotland 0. We'll go for a short half-time interval, and we'll be back very, very soon. Brazil in the ascendancy. Alrighty, guys, we are back. Half-time interval is wrapping up. Teams are in the tunnel, walking back out. 2-0 in the first half. Really, really dominant from Vinicius Jr. 2 goals for him. The Scots have, I don't want to be harsh, they've tried, but they've also shot themselves in the foot. McKenna got caught on it first, and then the second goal, just poor defending for Patterson. I watched it back. He's in front of him, then he's just behind him. You've got to read the ball better than that if you're Nathan Patterson. Brazil started well and finished well. Scotland had a bit of a period there between the 32nd and 39th minute where they were causing some problems for Brazil, but really unchallenged in this game. Can the likes of John McGinn, Scott McTominay, even Gannon don't get their foot on the ball and try and make things happen? A little bit more direct, hit some long balls, let them run in behind. Because right now, it's just not happening for this side. And I've got to shout out the front line. Rayan, Mateus Cunha and Vinicius Jr. Obviously, Vinicius Jr. with a double, but Rayan with that early pressing effort for the assist. Great in the build-up, almost got a goal himself right at the end. Mateus Cunha is everywhere, it feels like. Hasn't got a goal contribution yet, but breaking the game up, pressing high up the pitch, winning the duels, and setting up this front line to do what they do best. So 2-2 Morocco and Haiti elsewhere. It is 2-0 here in favour of Brazil. So currently as it stands, as we exit half-time, it is Brazil top of the group with 7 points. Morocco in second on 5 points. Scotland only the 3. I don't know if Scotland can actually get through with their current -2 goal difference. I'm going to have to check that here throughout the half. Obviously, it's going to change as the tournament goes on. Currently, they're 6th in the third place sides. Cabo Verde, Czechia, Belgium, even DR Congo probably have a sniff. Andy Robertson coming off for Kieran Tierney. We are seconds away here from the second half. The countdown is on. We're underway here. Lucas Paquetá gets us kicked off. Brazil attacking from left to right. Scotland from right to left. Attacking those fans behind that goal. It has been a really disappointing start to the game for Scotland. Brazil have been, I think, 7 out of 10, I'd say. They've been good. They've pressed well. Created some strong chances. Haven't dominated this game. But Scotland can't, at the moment, really lay a glove on them. The Morocco game just got kicked off a little bit earlier than this one. So we're another result of that one before this one ends. Jump again into Kieran Tierney. Turning away from Bruno Guimaraes. Strange substitution for Andy Robertson. Maybe a bit of a knock there. Maybe he's looking for fresh legs. It was Ferguson and Gannon Doak not on the same page there. So a lot of double headers and triple headers coming up here in the channel. Just want to shout that out here while we get going here in the second half. Loose back pass, cleared away by Marquinhos. Doak and away come Brazil. We've got Czechia and Mexico coming up next here on the channel. Then tomorrow we've got Ecuador and Germany, Japan and Sweden, and Paraguay and Australia. The day following that, Norway, France, Uruguay and Spain. I think we'll be doing New Zealand and Belgium. I have to double check that one. And then we're going to have Croatia, Ghana, Colombia, Portugal, and Algeria and Austria, I believe, in the final match day there. So triple headers coming up across the grounds. Scotland trying to work their way out here, but almost playing themselves into trouble. Lewis Ferguson, Patterson, Ferguson, and McTominay again. So McTominay's gone a little bit deeper here to try and get his foot in the football and link the game up here. That's a dangerous ball for Gannon Zoke. Gonna have to batter the way with the Brazilian defenders who are very strong, including Gabriel. Got in the way and got a foot in. That clearing ball straight out of play from the Arsenal centre half. That action there, though, is what Scotland, I think, should be looking for almost certainly. McTominay on the ball driving forward and Gannon Zoke in the channels running in behind. Hendry. Here's Ferguson. A little space to operate into here. Spreads it wide for Gannon Zoke. Ferguson. McLean hasn't really had much of it in this matchup so far. This is better for Scotland. Ball goes back to Gunn. He just sends one forward. McTominay wanted it. No one else did. Gabriel clearance, though. The only thing about this Brazilian side is when they want to sit in, they really could just sit in forever. Gabriel, Marquinhos, Casemiro, Bruno Guimaraes. It's a very, very solid back line. Very solid core of the side as well. McTominay to Doak. Almost instantly looking for him on the football. Also got John McGinn on his left-hand side, and they're going to work it there through Kieran Tierney. Here is John McGinn. Takes it well. Tierney making the overlapping run and whipping a ball in. McTominay! Straight at Allison. And that's a good little passage from Scotland. The fans rise up behind that goal. Tierney getting in there ahead of Ryan, fouling him in the process. But that's sort of what we're talking about. McGinn, Tierney, McTominay, Doak, all involved. They're the players you want to get involved. And with the greatest intentions here, like the Lawrence Shankland, Lewis Ferguson, even McLean, they're not going to make a difference here, really. They just serve as pressers. Marquinhos now. So, draw, win-win currently for Brazil. 1-3 and now 2 goals scored in their games. Hasn't always looked free-flowing and perfect, but I guess if you look at the games in totality, they're great results and they're solid performances. Still feel like the team can lift 1 or 2 gears. But we have sort of the same thing for Argentina and teams like France as well, where they haven't really had to go up many gears to get results. Doak puts a ball in. Shankland's the only one in there. The Brazilian centre-half at that run. Danilo comes away with it. Mateus Cunha got himself into trouble there. Marquinhos gets it away. Ryan beats into it by McKenna. Was Ferguson careless in possession. Hands over back to Brazil. Here they come with Paqueta. Ryan's running the channel on the right-hand side. Vini's more central. Here is Vinicius for the hat-trick. Vini, oh, what a save from Angus Gunn. Important save from the Scottish number 1. That's a uncharacteristic poor finish from Vinicius Jr., that sort of situation. Ferguson. Tierney with a crossfield pass that looks for Gannon Doak again. Dealt with though by Douglas Santos. That's the threat there, though. Vinicius Jr., we saw it on the counter there. One pass and Scotland were broken apart. They have to obviously chase this game. They need goals. They need to get back into it. They want to get through. So they're going to go down swinging here. But it might mean they get hit back in the face. If Vinny goes and bags again. McTominay. McLean. Great flick. McLean. He's gone over. No penalty, says the referee. Brazil come away with it. Cunha sets the task for Vinny Jr. Hendry gets there ahead of him. Angus Gunn just dinks one over the top of Hendry. Let's run out of play there. The goalkeeper a bit extravagant again. Tell you what, they're looking very, very dangerous in transition. Down those channels. Ryan Vinny pushing on beyond Mateus Cunha. Paquetá. Gabriel. It's a very, very important next 5 to 10 minutes here for these two sides. Brazil would love a third goal to put parity between them and the Scots, and obviously goal difference as well, just in case Morocco have a crazy end to that game versus Haiti. Scotland need a goal, you'd feel, before the hour mark to get them properly in this game. They need that goal difference to stay down low as well if they want to try and make it through with 3 points. I don't think that'll be enough, though. Vinny. Whacks it. Try that gun, though. It was Ferguson. The pace of the game just slightly slowed last minute or so after a very rapid start to this one at both ends. McKenna, Tierney. Carlo just barking demands in the touchline. We've seen signs of the Carlo way. That really robust rear guard and counter-attacking, but obviously has been a bit of a hybrid with his Brazilian national team. It's not so much that strong defensive block and long counter-attacking balls. There's been some play as well. One thing, though, he's really tightened up, though, is his Brazilian backline. Obviously helps having the world's best centre-half in Gabriel and probably a top 3 or top 4 centre-half in Marquinhos there. But even with the lack of quality in fullback, they've done well today. I guess you can say in a way versus that Moroccan side to just hold on. Patterson chopping inside and playing the ball for Shanklin, who flicks it around the corner. They're coming together. Referee says no penalty. And McTominay in rashly on Lucas Paquetá. There's that threat, though, again. Got to be better than that, McLean. Keep your feet, stand. Can't be pushed off at that easy by Gabriel. Got to be better than that. But that's another great passage for Scotland. They're probing here. Patterson's really shown his class, though, today. Really liked his work. Yes, Vinny, very successful. But the 1v1 defending has been very good for Patterson. Outside of that goal, the second goal he conceded. And his work going forward has been very important as well. Obviously, as the game goes deep, and if Brazil had a third, the story will be about, does Neymar come on in this one? Is he fit enough to go? Can he get maybe 10 minutes? The crowd would absolutely explode if he was ready on the touchline. Vinny Jr. chance to turn. A lot of space for him to operate into. Drills it into Bruno G. Just let it run. I think he thought someone was behind him there, Bruno Guimaraes. Vinny almost got to his own ball there. Christ averted there for Scotland. They are very open here in the second half as they look to chase a goal to get back in this matchup. Gannon and Paquetá going toe-to-toe. And a foul by the Scot. Legends of plenty in there. R9, Kaká, Pepe. Here's a chance for Danilo on the right-hand side. Ryan has always been available. Receives the ball. Lay off to Danilo, furthest right for Brazil. Set back for Casemiro. Done a very good job again shielding the back line. We found that Manchester United form. Paquetá, Guimaraes. That's a great ball in the channel. Set the task for Danilo. And maybe 5 years ago, he goes and races and gets that ball under his spell, but just a little bit overhit, and the older Danilo couldn't chase it in. Here's that move again. Look, one pass, and the whole back line is stretched. Vinny almost tried to toe poke it in the outside of the foot. Yeah. Couldn't open his body up. There was a trained defender there. Off the ball for Casemiro. Ryan, what a touch. Down to Matheus Cunha. Shot blocked. Paquetá. Paquetá. Poor. Poor again. There's a lot of really valuable options on the bench for Brazil, and yeah, Paquetá starts. Ederson. Danilo Santos. Luis Enrique. All valuable options. Paquetá continues to get the start. Going back underway. Shankland beating Casemiro to it initially. Back underway with Casemiro, who was fouled there by Shankland. Hour played, still 2-0 in favour of Brazil. Scotland have had a few half chances and a few nice passages, but again, unable to cause any sort of problem for this Brazilian backline. It's still 2-2 over there in Atlanta between Morocco and Haiti. Vinny doubled the difference so far. Casemiro looking for and finding Bruno Guimaraes. It's Bruno. And there it is for Matheus Cunha. 3-0 Brazil. And it's time to surfs up again. His third goal in the World Cup. Set up on a silver platter by Bruno Guimaraes. What a move from Brazil. Basically 3 passes and they're through to score. And they have torn Brazil, Scotland apart today. That link up, stunning. Ball to Paquetá, around the corner for Casemiro, who feeds in Bruno G. And a little outside the foot pass in the path of Matheus Cunha. And the bagsman doesn't miss for there. Brazil, too good. And they're cruising past Scotland now. It's breezy for Brazil. It's shambles for Scotland. It's 3-0 now. This group has been owned by Brazil. Why do we ever doubt them? Just the quality when you need it. It's always there. And now then, we have to think about when does the big number 10 come on. And the fans are chanting for Neymar now. Tierney, McGinn, Tierney again. He went over. And it's a foul. Yellow card for Danilo. Must be right on the edge of the area. Isn't the edge, or is it? Yeah, it's well and truly out of the box. Not a good challenge though, jeez. Got away on there, Danilo. Very close to being in the area. It's a bit of defending here after conceding for Brazil. Danilo picks up the first yellow card of the matchup. Ferguson from basically the edge of the box. It's a one-man wall. The ball just be fizzed in, you think, when Lewis Ferguson. Oi! Look for the far post, and Allison had to make his first intervention of the day to punch that over. Good delivery, though. From Lewis Ferguson, that's sort of where you want to put it. John McGinn corner kick now. Can they pull a goal back here, Scotland? A lofted one towards the back post where Ferguson was. Dealt with by the Brazilian backline. Tierney stands one up again. McTominay! Oh, save Alisson. An important intervention for the Brazilian number one. Another great delivery from Kieran Tierney. McTominay again. Oh, poor delivery there though. And Vinny's off here. Couldn't quite kill his running time. He tried his best. Nathan Patterson got up very quickly to hold the line. Unfortunate for Vinny there. Patterson. Ganentoke is furthest right here. McTominay. Chance to feed through Ganentoke again. Again, it's a little bit too much on that pass. Wasteful for McTominay. There's that McTominay header. Can't do much else there. That's just quality goalkeeping. The Scotland fans thought that scored. Gavin Martinelli coming on. And Lucas Paquetá making way. And then Casemiro has exited via behind the goal. So Fabinho on, Martinelli on. Martinelli and Casemiro make way. John McGinn. McTominay. Just pinging it to feet at the moment. Scotland into McGinn. "25 minutes to go here. Scotland, you think need two, to be honest. Top 8 of the third place finishers go through, obviously. 3 goals I conceded is not helping one bit. It'd take a miracle, you'd think, for them to get through the current goal difference. They've stayed in 6th on 3 points. Cabo Verde on 2. If they get another draw, obviously they'll go ahead of Scotland. Belgium another draw. They go ahead of Scotland. Czechia need a win. Congo need a win. Ecuador need a win. Senegal with a win potentially could knock out Scotland if they can improve their goal difference. And Senegal have got a pretty easy matchup to come versus Iraq. Ecuador a troubling one versus Germany. DR Congo go up against Uzbekistan, which is a very winnable game for them. And Czechia, they play later today. We're going to be watching that one against Mexico, who are already through. Belgium have got New Zealand. They should win that. And Cabo Verde have the... Cabo Verde play. Saudi Arabia, Cabo Verde. So it's not straightforward. Scotland, I think, need at least a goal. A -2 from this game. Should be enough. Should be. It's going to be a real tight call, though. And on that note, it's time for a drink. Short minute break, guys. So we're back for the final portion of this game, where we might get to see Neymar make his debut at the World Cup in 2026. Short break, guys. We're back. It's Brazil 3, Scotland 0. Alrighty, ladies and gents. 70 minutes on the clock, 20 to go. That's the man of focus, Neymar. Do we get to see 10 minutes at least of the great man? He's limbering up now. Fans have been chanting his name the last 5 to 10 minutes. I said if they scored a third, surely the Brazilian GOAT comes on. He's looking towards Carlo Ancelotti on the touchline there. Foul over the top there from Danilo. And he rubs him with a bit of ice on the foot there. If that's nothing major, I'll tell you what, Tottenham fans would be in tears if that's a major injury. Still 2-2 over there in Atlanta. Disappointing for Morocco. They've come from behind twice now to tie that game. Beginning to have the fashionable in behind for Lawrence Shankland. A lot of unrewarded work today. Centre forward. And that roar must be because Neymar's ready himself. Shankland, McTominay. And hooks it over. Another chance. Goes begging for Scotland. Neymar, the number 10, is ready. We're going to get a quarter of an hour of the number 10 back on the pitch with Brazil. So there's the third place rankers here. Scotland, a 6th. But -3 goal difference. It's not great considering all those teams outside of Bosnia are yet to play. Bosnia in the end with that great result of a Qatar, go top of the third place finishes with 4 points and only -1 goal difference. They'll take that after what Switzerland did late on to them. Good side though, Bosnia. They deserve to make it to the knockout stage and they will do now. Brought down the channel. Martinelli now receives it centrally. The layoff of Vini, who's on a hat-trick, mustn't we forget. But Patterson nicks it ahead of him. McTominay turning and running away with it. McGinn now. Pass just behind him and halted the Scotland attack. An opportunity wasted for quick transitional play. McGinn. McLean. Brazil now with all their numbers back. Oh, structured up here for Scotland to try and break down Ferguson. A couple of boos as this boy had a play to see Neymar. Knows he bought a ticket to Miami. Having given a gift. Tierney shifts on his left foot again. I am with him every step of the way. A corner kick. That means it's time. Not quite yet, though. Kieran Tierney's come on and really made a positive impact here for Scotland in this one. So Ferguson's in swinger. On top of the keeper, and Alisson punches clear. Repelled as far as Nathan Patterson. Now with Kieran Tierney. Great recycled ball in there. Dealt with by Douglas Santos. Now McGinn. McLean. Head away by Fabinho. And the Brazilian backline urging their side to stay solid here. They want this clean sheet. Scott is showing a fight here right at the end. Ball whipped in. It's a low one. And headed over by Lawrence Shankland. He had to try and twist his body to get over that one there. And here it is. Matheus Cunha makes way. The applause isn't for him. It's for Neymar. And the magical number 10 strides back on to a football pitch. We're in the Brazilian yellow. Arguably Brazil's greatest ever. Neymar is back out there for Brazil. So he's going, looks like a little bit more centrally. He's coming for Matheus Cunha, so there he is, gets an early touch. See how fit he really is. It's a lot of pressure for Ancelotti to select Neymar. Then the calf injury. He's dealt with that apparently, and he's back now. And if you can get Neymar for 10 minutes every game, I'll tell you what, you take that. Fabinho. Fabinho again. Guimaraes. Neymar. Look at the turn. Still got it. Lost it in the end. Neymar. Danilo's taken McGinn out there, and he's on a yellow card. He needs to be careful here. Three 0 here. We'll check back in with the Haiti score. Oh, that's on straight. No, they're leading now. Sofiane Rahimi for Morocco gives them a 3-2 lead over there in Atlanta. So Morocco are going to win their final game unless something crazy happens. So Brazil, Morocco, both top now with 7. Scotland with 3. There goes Vinny. In behind for the hat-trick. Shot on target. Had to be saved by Angus Gunn. Trying to wrong foot him. A far superior goal difference. +6 for Brazil versus the +2 of Morocco. Corner kick. Look at the cameras because Neymar's taking it. Neymar, great whip. Oh, headed away. Falls away Ryan. And in the end, fouled John McGinn. Taking too long on the football. Is that Vinny chance again? Try to, wrong foot in near post and place it. Angus Gunn stayed solid though. Didn't commit too early. Didn't commit too far to the far post. Stayed very strong and protected that near post perfectly. That's a poor clearance. Guimaraes. Fabinho. 10 to go here. Lucas Santos. Fabinho. Scotland now just happy to take the 3-0 loss and get out of here. And just hope that results go their way. Brazil want to break them down though. Here's Neymar. He'd love a goal. Guimaraes. Handball against Bruno J. 84th minute over there in Atlanta. 3-2 for Morocco. 3-0 here for Brazil over Scotland in the 80th minute. Does Scotland try and nick one back here and try and make it a -2 for them today? Ryan's away. There's some space here for Brazil to operate into. Ryan. Danilo. Cross in. Vinny's there. Oh, he's missed it. That was the hat-trick chance of Vinicius Jr. Can do bodies, but Vinny, I was expecting to score. Ryan Christie will be being introduced here for Scotland. Their second and third substitutions. And Nathan Patterson will make way as well. And that'll be Ralston on. And so Patterson and Doak off for Christie and Ralston. We're going to get a couple of minutes of Hendrick as well, which is exciting. So Douglas Santos and Ryan off, and on comes Alexandro and Hendrick. So a bit of the past, present, the future right now with Neymar, Vinny and Hendrick all on the pitch together. This is a historic moment for Brazil. Fabinho's taken down McLean and he picked up a yellow card for his efforts. It's a little bit slow for Fabinho to get back. It's a poor challenge. Got his foot in and tripped the midfielder. Set piece now. This could be a chance for Brazil. Lewis Ferguson over the dead ball. Goes quickly. Great turn from Christie. Couldn't fashion a shot though. Tierney. Beautiful crossfield pass. McGinn takes it down very well. Alexandro faces him at the substitute. Ball into Scott McTominay. Tries to spin. Still with it, McTominay. Crowded out by 4 Brazilian shirts. McGinn. Pirouette of his own. Christie. Sets it to the back post. Shanklin's there. Tierney. And he went down. He definitely got hit there, but did Hendrick win the ball? The XG really summarizes the game, doesn't it? 3.31 Brazil, 0.67 for Scotland. They've been outplayed today. And even with their attempts to try and win it, they haven't really fired much of a shot. Vinny on a hat-trick. Neymar. Who would have thought you'd be saying that as a front line? Neymar, Vinicius and Hendrick all together. Olympic Lyonnais loanee, Hendrick. Fantastic end to the campaign. Absolutely warranted of the ticket to America. Vinny. Inside of Ryan Christie. Chopping the other way. Finding Alexandro. The veteran lays it off to Gabriel Martinelli. He's in a number 10 position now with the big guns up top. And the olays for the Brazilian fans now. Vinny. Ross does the back pedal. This is dangerous. 2 sent Vinny's way. Wins a corner. Off Ryan Christie. Yeah, Hendrick wins the ball. Good call. Kieran Tierney kicks through. Does get contact, but Hendrick won the ball first. So no dramas there. Neymar's corner kick. What can the legend produce? Whips it near post. Oh. Secondary corner after Shanklin put that behind. Neymar again. A long ball. Oh. Gabriel. On the swivel and on the volley. Wow. That was headed in, I think. Oh, yeah, it was in. McKenna with a vital block. That would have been a beautiful goal from Gabriel. Danilo for the throw. Guimaraes. Danilo just takes off his footing and kicks possession for the Brazilian side. Marquinhos. Neymar. Just possessing the football for the final few moments here, Brazil. Scotland forced to just chase for the time being. Hendrick. Martinelli. Guimaraes. Fouled by Lewis Ferguson. He's putting the shift again today. Fourth here to be curtains, you'd think, for Scotland. 3 already feels like curtains, but potentially some things can go their way. They could make it through the round of 32. Endrick might take the layoff. Endrick still. Good run for the young Brazilian, Fabinho. Out wide where Vinny's holding the touchline. Skipping inside of Ralston. Neymar let it run. Endrick wasn't on the same page as him. It was Gabriel there pressing high up the pitch. A lot of bodies flying around there. Brazil continuing to press. Ryan Christie turning. Face up this Brazilian side. Shankland. Christie again. It's Lewis Ferguson. Into Ryan Christie. John McGinn. Pulled in Ralston. Hit into the ground rather than really powerfully to goal. Che Adams readying himself. To Finlay Curtis. Morocco have added a fourth here. Yassine Yassine. 6 goals and 3 goals here. Neymar brought to ground. Ryan Christie picking up a yellow card for his troubles. They cannot concede here, Scotland. So Curtis and Adams will wait to come on. Scotland 11 right now will defend this set piece. Neymar over it. Marquinhos and Gabriel in there. Here's Neymar. Gabriel was there. Good defensive action though. Neymar. Neymar! Whipping effort. Straight out Angus Gunn though. Long from Gunn. Fabinho wins that head up. Danilo ropes it back in. So ticked now over past the 90th minute. Gonna have 6 minutes added on. Half a dozen like we did in the first half. Brazil will probably look just to possess the ball out for the rest of the 6 minutes of stoppage time. Fabinho's head up. Sure to be one. It's fallen the way of Lawrence Shankland. He's been bundled over. Foul in favour of the Scot. Time for subs here for Scotland. Shankland off. Adams on for his 50th Scotland appearance. And young Curtis comes on as well for John McGinn. A minute of the 6 played. 5 to go here. Scotland chasing a goal back just to help their goal difference. Lewis Ferguson. Set play. Dink towards Kieran Tierney at the back stick. Once again, it is Danilo in the way. I think that's the final score over there in Atlanta, 4-2. Neymar plays Vinny through. There's numbers on the counter-attack. Endrick's up there. And Vinny couldn't feed it through to him. And Scotland were all sorts of exposed there. Foul on Vinicius Jr. Not quite full time yet, but they've played the 5 allocated added minutes over there in Atlanta. 40 looks like it's going to be the full-time score for Morocco against Haiti. Ball over the top. That Hendrick can go and chase in. And can't keep it in play. The Olympic Lyonnais forward. So Brazil, Morocco top with 7 points. Scotland with 3. I'll be praying that other teams that are third do not get positive results also. They're going to have a -3 goal difference. They got a +1 and then a -1 after the first 2 games. So, not ideal for them. A win would have been perfect. The point would have been enough. The loss, but by 3 goals. It's not good at all for them. And they're hanging on by a thread here for the round of 32. And Brazil have kept pushing on here. Vinicius, he wants a hat-trick. Guimaraes. Hendrick going on the right-hand side. Martinelli fizzes it into Fabinho. Bruno G's beyond him. Trying to pick out Neymar. Just ahead of the number 10. Chest control midfield. Beautifully done. Scotland are in save the game mode now, I think. Marquinhos. With Hendrick on this side. Alexandro. Gabriel Martinelli loose with it. And fouling. Bringing Lewis Ferguson to the ground. So with 2 minutes to go in stoppages, a chance again from a set play for Scotland. Can this time be the time they deliver something of note? Haiti continuing to push here late on. West Morocco. Ferguson, he put a shift in today. Ferguson in there. Defensive header by Bruno Guimaraes and Gabriel. Both played very good. There's no one that's really played a bad game this time around for Brazil. They've all been massive contributors. Final minute now. Scotland chasing a goal back. Brazil looking to secure top spot in this group. With a very superior goal difference. Ball whipped in. Alisson half clears it. Neymar back to the defensive work. Ralston cuts one back. McTominay again. But Alisson down strong to make the save. Now then, can Brazil come on the counter with a couple seconds left? Vinicius Jr. chasing that third goal. Kieran Tierney backpedaling. Vini inside. Vini still. Releases Neymar. Neymar. Vini. Vini. Blocked by Ralston. Last few seconds. Vinicius Jr. The drop off for Bruno G. The return pass for Vini. Is this the moment? Crowded out. In the end, there's a foul. And that should take us to the end of this one. Good watch. Brazil dominant. Scotland, I think, just met their match today. Not able to go toe-to-toe with his Brazilian side. But a Vini double and a Cunha third is the difference here. And it ends in Miami 3-0 in favour of Brazil. A really good day at the office for them. Carlo's side finished top of the group. Never doubt Carlo Ancelotti and never doubt this Brazilian side. Despite Morocco winning 4-2 versus Haiti, they did enough here today. Vinicius Jr. double in the first half, followed up by Mateus Cunha's third in the second. Neymar came off the bench for a little quarter-of-an-hour cameo as well. It's been a perfect day for Brazil and their fans. It's been a really tough day, though, for Scotland and their fans. But for Brazil, Absolutely beautiful for them. 3-0 here today and through to the round of 32. Job done for them. All eyes now on the knockout stages.